All right, we are live on Biomechanics UNLV Facebook page and I'm recording. I'm Dr. John Mercer. I'm the acting chair of the Department of Kinesiology and Nutrition Sciences here at University of Nevada, Las Vegas, UNLV. And I've got a special guest on here, an alumni from the program, and someone who's in deep in the fitness industry here in our greater Las Vegas Valley. And so this is going to be fun to hear from Alyson Petersen, one of our alumni from our kinesiology program, to talk a little bit about her experience as a student and what's led to her involvement in the fitness industry. She's the executive assistant at Project Wellbeing. And Alyson, as I get you to start talking, I'm going to put that link in the on the Facebook page, so that goes along with this. Alyson, thanks so much for joining.
Sure.
This is exciting.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, this is great.
Of course. Yeah.
So let's start with, and we were talking just before we started, you just finished your degree right before COVID. So well, tell me, when did you finish your degree?
Sure. So I finished fall of 2019. I was set to finish the May of 2020 or the spring of 2020. And I did a little bit of summer work and I finished early. So it was kind of a blessing in disguise that I finished a semester early.
Yeah, boy, you timed that right. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Okay, so when you started your undergrad career, your pursuit, did you start off in kinesiology or where did you start out?
I actually started as an athletic training pre-major my very first semester. And then because of the prerequisites, I went in, not really sure. I wanted to do PT school as an end goal. And I went in not really sure exactly what to do, but started with athletic training pre. And then by my second semester, I wasn't going to meet those prerequisites to apply for the athletic training program. So I switched to allied health kinesiology, which I don't think exists anymore, but when I was there, I did allied health. Yeah. And then, like I said, my last semester, I graduated early. I actually switched to comprehensive kinesiology, even though I had finished most of the allied health classes in order to finish a semester early.
Well, and that's not uncommon. And students should know that on average, nationwide, students change majors 5 times. And so it's not uncommon to start off in one direction and then head off in an entirely different direction. Yours were still sort of along the same stream of something to do with exercise and movement. So let's go back even further. Why did you even pursue that type of degree from the beginning? What was your high school experience like that led you up to say, oh, I want to pursue something kinesiology, athletic training type of area?
Sure. So I actually went to Las Vegas Academy of the Arts, and much different than kinesiology, but I majored in visual design. And originally when I started high school, I wanted to be an interior designer. So my kind of path has really changed, but really what made that was I did sports in high school. So I played volleyball and I also swam then, and I had an injury myself, went to physical therapy myself, and just kind of found the love in it for that and went straight on, never questioned it, never turned back again.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, that's pretty neat to hear. I mean, you had an experience as the athlete side, and then you get exposed to this area and start pursuing. That's pretty neat. All right, so now you finished your degree, and how soon after that did you start working at Project Wellbeing?
So what's funny is I started working for Sean and Heidi while I was still in my degree. So I met them and, kind of got all the nitty gritty for them. Like I mentioned before, the physical therapy school was my end goal, but that changed. I didn't go to physical therapy school. And I'd say that's mostly because of Project Wellbeing, of meeting them and having that experience with them. I went and did a personal training certification while I was still in school, and started training a little bit as well, and started fully with Project Wellbeing full-time in July of 2019. So I actually started with the company before I graduated. but I had known Sean and Heidi for a couple of years before. That helped guide me kind of through that journey. And then right after I graduated, I went straight to massage school. I started massage school February of 2020. Great time to start school, by the way. That was delayed a little bit, but I went to massage school right after to be a licensed massage therapist and now what we call a kinesiologist at Project Wellbeing.
Cool. Wow, that's great. Now, Sean and Heidi, you mentioned them. They're also alumni from our program, and they
They are, yeah.
started Project Wellbeing. Now, did you meet them as students? Were you all students at one point, or was that?
No, I met them after they had finished their degree, after they had already started the company. But you know, it was funny when I was still in school and we had some of the same teachers. You know, we would talk about the different instructors and professors as well. So that was really cool to relate with them on. But no, I met them after they had finished.
Oh, that's great. And I think this is great for students to hear, is that there's, you know, alumni out there who have started businesses and are involved, and it's a great foot in the door to share stories and commiserate a little bit maybe about some classes. And so that's,
yeah, of course.
Oh, I love it. All right, so tell us, what do you do at Project Wellbeing?
Yeah, so I wear a couple of hats at Project Wellbeing. First, I'd say I'm the executive assistant. So I assist with all kinds of different duties, mostly for Sean and Heidi, but I also assist our entire staff members, our entire team of staff members with all different things, scheduling, administration work. I do some marketing as well. So I'd say that's my first role. And then my second role would be a kinesiologist.
Oh, we're frozen. Hold on. Let's see that right now the video is frozen. So hopefully, oh, right, there we go. Are you back?
Oh, yep. Sorry. Did I lose you?
Yeah, something paused on that. I don't know if it was on my end or your end, but we lost you right when you were talking about the kinesiologist part.
Sure. So being a kinesiologist, I'm a licensed massage therapist. I'm also a certified personal trainer, so I can offer those services here. And I have a couple of other supporting certifications as well that helps me specialize in different things in those fields. But those are kind of the hats that I wear here and the things that I do.
You know, I love to hear this, is that you're, you know, not only did you do your degree in kinesiology, but you also started pursuing other certifications that would help strengthen your degree. And, you know, I think this is great to hear when students go beyond their degree and you just start having a passion for learning and a passion for getting more information. So how did you even identify what certifications to pursue?
So Sean and Heidi guided me a lot through the way, but I really looked at what I was passionate about. So when I started training with kind of an older population, not too intense of exercise. They needed that corrective rehab. So I did a couple of certifications like advanced movement from FMT, and that gave me more knowledge about the body and how it moves as well. And then I've also a lifeguard and certified water safety instructor. That was actually before I started as a personal trainer. I was a swim instructor, but I have translated that into teaching different classes. So I teach a water wellness class where we do different things in the pool. So I'd say they kind of branch off from the specific things that I feel like I excel in. For therapy, as an example, and this was guided by Sean and Heidi as well, we're doing a myoskeletal alignment certification, which is a lot more specific corrective with therapy. So when I find something that I really like, I try to find that certification, or the certifications kind of just fall in my lap and I decide to do them based on that.
Oh, that is so neat and great to hear, because, you know, on one hand, I know it's exciting to finish your degree. You know, the students they can't wait to walk that stage, and now we're done with having to go to class. But it's never that way, is it? When you enjoy something so much, you actually start seeking out other opportunities. So even as you were going through your undergrad, did you think that once you got your degree that you would end having to be a student, and or was it something, a mindset you just always had that you're always going to be trying to learn?
Absolutely. I mean, I think all students can relate that when you're that close to finishing, you're like, I want to be done and never want to be a student again. And then for me, I had that feeling, but then I was like, no, I have to go to massage school. So I went straight to massage school after, no breaks or anything. And that was tough for me too. I think there, with a kinesiology background, they were a lot more vague about certain things. So it felt like I already knew what we were doing. I was just getting the hands-on experience. But, past that, after learning the things you have to learn, it's really fun to learn the things that you want to learn. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of fun with different certifications, learning more things. I kind of nerd out about the human body and anatomy. So when I can see something and I learn something more about it, I love it. And I think students will recognize, you're a forever student in the things that you love.
That is a great message. And I'll tell you, I love that. It is really fun to learn the things that you want to learn. And I think that's great for students to hear that, because once you know that once you see yourself seeking out information, you found the right area. If you're dreading, having to go and learn, then maybe that's just not the right path for that person. And so it's okay to continue to explore and find that path that you're excited about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it really does. When I say the certifications fall into my lap, it's because it's something that I really, really enjoy. And then you find more information about it. It really is. And I think for kinesiology, it is really important to do that continuing education.
Mm-hmm.
And some certifications are longer. Some are, 20 to 40 hours of work, but some are a weekend or so, So I think it's important to search out those things that you want to do based on whatever career you do after kinesiology.
I love it. That's great. All right. So Project Wellbeing, let's talk a little bit more about that. What's the most exciting part to be part of Project Wellbeing? What do you look forward to the most in your job?
I have a couple of answers for this. So I really enjoy the growth of the company, and I've been with them since they first expanded past just Heidi and Sean. And seeing the growth even since then is exponential, and it's awesome, just working as a team, finding all the things that help us work efficiently. And then for myself, I really look forward to.
Oh, something's happening. We're frozen again. We'll just wait a second. There seems to be a delay every now and then.
What I do.
Oh,
so
okay, hold on. Sorry, we lost you again. It just froze.
Oh no.
It's happening at these intervals. So we lost you right as you were talking about the expansion that you've seen with Project Wellbeing. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. No worries. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed seeing the expansion and seeing us get more efficient with what we do. Me, Heidi, and Sean, and a couple of our staff members have to work as efficiently as possible, because every hour of our day is taken up most days. There is no downtime when everything is growing so quickly and you want to be an efficient team. So, that is really exciting to see the growth continually progress. And for myself and my clients, I love to see the progress in my clients of whatever I'm working with them for. So corrective exercise or therapy, seeing their progress, seeing them appreciate the work that we do to help them get better, because it really does change their life a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And another aspect is the helping hands that I can give to our team of helping them schedule, helping communicate with clients, seeing our team appreciate that and appreciate the efficiency that we have really does bring me joy as well. I really enjoy being the helper.
Oh, I love that. That's great. And I think you're spot on. It's one thing to, take a class on exercise physiology or biomechanics or motor control. It's another thing to actually start applying information to help someone, and especially people who see the benefit of your knowledge. That's really exciting. That's great to hear.
And
right, so now,
I think.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, I think everyone who is a service provider has doubts. Am I helping this person? Is this the best path for them? But then when you see the progress and you see their appreciation, it really does make it worth it.
Oh, that's a great point. Yeah, you're right. Because a lot of times you are still questioning how to do something, but then when you start to see the results, it really affirms that you have some expertise that is helpful to
Absolutely.
these other folks, and that's great. All right, how about the other side? What are the biggest challenges that you need to work through?
Sure. I think, there's a lot of challenges within a company, as there always is. I always like to preface this by saying Project Wellbeing really is a family. We make it a passion for workers, so we don't, we don't want anyone coming in dreading that they're coming to work today. So we do really make it a passion place, but of course it comes with challenges. I'd say communication is something that is always a struggle of how best to communicate. And then efficiency as well, especially with the growth of Project Wellbeing, making sure that you can be as efficient as possible with your time, while also still having that personal one-on-one connection with clientele and staff members. It is a challenge for especially administration to keep that, close contact.
Oh, that's great. And I don't know if the semester that you took my class, I probably told the same joke in terms of, I always have a group project, and I hate group projects because it's so much, sometimes it's so easy to say, I'm just going to do everything and get it all done. But I always give the message that, I do group projects in class because everything's a group project, when you leave university, and, your job is a group project, trying to communicate with each other and understand what each person brings into to the team. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's, I imagine you are the same mindset that when you get group projects in class, it's sort of dreading, but it sounds like that's actually really good to start getting some of those skill sets of working with others.
Yeah, it is. And just following that too, I feel like the feeling you get in those group projects, I'll just do it myself, that also still happens in the real world or in your career world. Of maybe you're working on a project with someone else, they're not moving as quickly as you'd like to move, or they're not doing it as efficiently as you may. You do have those feelings of, oh man, I'll just do it myself. But it's important to, move past that. And if you're someone superior, you're giving them constructive criticism on something and giving them grace in those moments. And recognizing too, like the personality of different people is really important. Maybe someone like myself is, I want to get it done. I don't, really care the plan of how it gets done. I just get something done. Whereas someone may be very step-by-step coordinated. So working with those different personalities can also be a challenge, but you just have to learn how to work together and continue to give grace and criticism when needed.
Yeah, that's great. I love this. And I mean, you're talking about how do you build a team, and that's what you started with, is that you've got a family mentality with the group at Project Wellbeing. And what I hear when I hear that is you're able to trust each other, and you're able to value what each person brings in. And like you said, it may not always be the way that we would do things individually, but if being able to value what someone else, what their approach is, you end up being a stronger team at the end of the day and helping more people.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love it. Okay, now let me switch gears a little bit on you. I'm always interested in technology, and especially in the fitness industry. And we've seen so much technology that's gotten into the fitness industry. But at the end of the day, you still need to, move, and you got to do exercise a particular way. So I'm curious, is how has technology worked into Project Wellbeing, if at all?
Yeah, absolutely. And it absolutely has. I would say that Sean is probably one of the most cutting edge people. He really wants to be at the very top of the industry, which we definitely strive to be with the different technology and equipment that we have. So some technology that's really important for us is our biomechanics technology. So motion tracking camera systems that, give us information about someone's biomechanics, whether it be their gait, whether it be their hip shift, their sway, different angles or range of motion in different movements as well. So that has been a really key part of our company. Technology as well, integrating in giving clients homework. So instead of maybe what some people are used to, getting a printed out list of exercises handed to them, we actually have a system that we can give videos of those exercises. We can put the videos in a certain sequence. and give a whole workout to somebody, or maybe a couple of corrective stretches, give them times, reps, sets, everything.
Oh, I love that, because you're right. I mean, a lot of times you give out these printed, exercises, and someone looks at it and they're just still pictures, and it's hard to really get a sense for what the exercise is like. So that's neat to hear that you've got that wrapped into a video package of instructions.
Yeah, absolutely. And, our trainers have the ability to create their programs on that software as well. So even if they're not sharing that directly with the client, they can create it they have access to it on their phone, iPad, computer. So when they're in their training session, most of our trainers have an iPad with them, so they can see their program. They can adjust it in live time as well. I think that's probably the client side of how things integrate into technology. And then on the administration side, we use softwares for communication, task lists. Of course, we have a software that manages all of our schedules and appointments as well. So technology is a huge part of it for sure.
Oh, that's great. And yeah, staying organized is such a key in terms of where people are in their training programs, but just using equipment and keeping track of everything. The electronic world is definitely helpful in that area. How about from the remote world? You folks have really done well during this pandemic era. What do you see going forward that you're going to pull and keep using from the remote world, or is there anything that you see continuing?
Sure. I think the most integral part would be the training software that I explained, where you can give someone a full program. Maybe they're traveling and they can't see you while they're traveling. So you have that full program on their phone. You're still completely controlling their training sessions. You can check in with them on there too. You can direct message them. How is your program going? Did you do your workout today? You can see when they check off their workout, when they've done it. So you can really track someone's progress through there as well, whether it be homework, travel, remote as well. And then what we did a lot during the pandemic when we couldn't be working in person, we did a lot of virtual classes. We had some virtual teaching sessions, whether it be foam rolling, trigger point, guided meditation, yoga. So we did a lot of that. I think that's definitely something that we would still offer in today's world where we can still be in contact.
Yeah.
But, I think mainly it would be the ability to give a program to a client when they don't have to be face to face with you. You don't have to meet with them face to face in order for that to happen.
Yeah, I think that's really been a big impact on the fitness industry in general, is being able to manage basically a bigger clientele electronically, and so that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat to hear. All right, let's switch gears one more time. What do you like to do for fun outside of work?
Oh man, I've gotten a little bit better about balancing work and life. It is hard, especially when you love what you do. I tell people, when you don't feel like you're going to work every day, you really do love what you do. But I'm a fairly active person, so I like to do some indoor rock climbing. I also snowboard in the winter. I do different hikes in the summer or spring months. What else do I do? I go to the gym pretty regularly as well. So I'm a pretty active person. I like to do active activities. But other than that, making sure to spend time with family, friends whenever is possible.
No, that's great. And I'm glad you mentioned that. It is a matter of, work-life balance. And like you said, a lot of times when you love what you do, you just continue to, do more of that, which is great. But at the same time, you've got to have some activities that's just healthy. And yeah, and it's always funny, here in Las Vegas, we have some wonderful outdoor opportunities, like you mentioned, rock climbing and snowboarding of all things. You can get to that Lee Canyon, 30-minute, 50-minute drive.
Yeah.
It's always funny when people come from out of town to tell them all the benefits we have of outdoor activities around here. It's neat.
I think, really taking advantage of the outdoor activities, getting some sun and, getting outside is so important. I mean, especially through the pandemic, I think a lot of us definitely need that.
Yeah, yeah.
It helps us all be healthier, but it is a lot of fun. I love all of the activities that I do too, and integrate them anytime I can.
Well, and I think even as students or any student watching this, that's important to build that mindset, even at the student level, is at that time, you really need to be able to set time aside to be active and stay active, and then continue on afterwards. All right, so now let's go to that section. I'm curious as to what advice you would give to students now who are watching this that are maybe still trying to find their path, or maybe they know that they want to get into the fitness industry in some way, shape, or form. What do you tell them?
I think the first advice I'd give is don't wait. Don't wait until you're finished with your degree, because it could be a really hard thing when you finish your kinesiology degree. Like, okay, well, what's next?
Yeah.
I think it really helped me to start that journey of being even just a swim instructor in college, while I was in college, and then becoming a personal trainer towards the end. Find those things that you enjoy, even if it is an activity that you enjoy on your own. Say it's paddleboarding or kayaking. Find certain things that you can get your foot in the door. I used to work at Under Armour, a retail store. And then I decided I wanted to start getting into my field, and I applied for a fitness receptionist job. So it wasn't anything to do with working with kinesiology, but it was in a fitness center. I got that hands-on experience to see the trainers working there, see people working out, be able to observe their movements. I don't know if that's weird, people watch. Especially like learning gait in school, you start to watch people. But I think don't wait. Find the things that you really enjoy. Start to look at different opportunities within the fitness industry, whether it be at a gym front desk or an outdoor, tour leader, something that you can get your foot in the door to see what you enjoy and keep trying different things. There's no stop to, oh, I have to be at this place for a year or two. It's always good to, have consistency at a job, but if you don't enjoy it, keep looking. There's tons of opportunity in Las Vegas, especially in the kinesiology and fitness industry. So I think that's my main part of, or my main advice would be, don't wait, keep looking for things. You can get certified in something before you're even out of college.
That is great advice. And what I love about it is you just have these experiences and you start finding out what you like. And it's okay if you don't like something, because you can rule that out and you say, I don't want to do that. But just taking the risk and getting into something, you're going to learn from it. And even the conversations that you talked about earlier, just talking with people, you mentioned talking with Heidi and Sean, and that ultimately led to the position that you have now. So that is really, really good advice.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you'll find those certain key aspects of what you do. I enjoyed being a helper. I'm now an executive assistant. I enjoyed the human body, and now I'm a kinesiologist. So I think find those things that you do and really strive to push towards them.
Oh, Alyson, this has been so good to talk with you. I've really enjoyed this. As an alumni, it's great to hear the success that you're having, as well as Heidi and Sean. This is really neat. Project Wellbeing is really caught fire, and it's really neat to see the expansion of that business. And so you're doing good work.
Thank you. We definitely appreciate it. And they're the best people that I could ever ask to work for.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for talking. And I'm quite certain the students are going to listen to this and have some great takeaway points. So thanks so much.
Thank you.